And the question we get asked all the time, what's the next 100x coin? Oh man, oh man. I mean, so many coins out there. But I would say, first of all, that's why we made tokenmetrics.com. But let's begin with Forrest. If you had to pick the next 100x coin, what would you pick? Obviously not financial advice.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously not financial advice. I'll break it down into three categories. One is projects we've already code reviewed. For me, that's obvious. I own a significant portion of my portfolio is in audio token. Obviously, it's going to have some downwards pressure, selling pressure as tokens vest this on April 23rd, I believe. But in the long term, I think it could 100x, absolutely. Maybe not from where it's at right now, but definitely from where we first started talking about it at, I believe, $1. Next, projects that are on the watch list that I just went over. If I had to pick one, and again, these haven't been code reviewed, so they could come back and have a terrible code review. But if I had to pick one, this is the one that interests me the most. If Integral, it's a very innovative DEX, and if they're actually able to steal everybody else's liquidity, then that's very interesting, and I could see a 100x. But again, that's dependent upon their claims actually coming to fruition, as well as it having a solid code base as well. And then technically, if we want to get technical, another coin actually already has 100x, and that's Nano. It actually hit $99 on Huobi. There was some different. There was some discrepancy in the prices on different exchanges, and somebody on Huobi bought it. There's a shooting star wick all the way up to $99. So if we really want to get technical there, that was a 100x. But we'll see where Nano goes.
All right, thank you, Forrest. Bill, how about you? What's your 100x coin?
All right. Well, I will take some risk because obviously, if you're looking at 100x, I actually saw the guy reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I did some chart work on it. So we had discussed Siren, right? That's SI. All right. That's like 800 market cap. Everyone seems to like synthetics. Siren SI is in the same space and has frankly been destroyed. The other coin is Kylan, KYL. Okay, this is the guy who reached out to me on LinkedIn. It's 434 on the market cap chart, and they just hit it below $1. Let me see if I can pull up the chart. Not that charts matter when you're looking for 100x's, but right. So with Kylan, right? My understanding about this is that, like a large college incubator has picked this up. It's of course for Polkadot. So that means as of now, it's Polka Vapor, right? It's just pure speculation, but that's how you find 100x's, right? You just find the thing that's, a concept or something that no one has picked up on yet. And this has to do with data management using Polkadot, where it seems like it's not like one oracle has to win over another. It's kind of like the win-win oracle, as I understand it. So if there was ever something that once this Polkadot trade starts, right, this could be something to consider. This also comes from a respectable individual that I know. So it's not like I'm a 100x coin picker, but I think that's something interesting to look at along with SI.
All right. Thank you, Bill. So let me also share what coins I think could 100x. Some of these coins I do hold because obviously if I think they're 100x, I would hold them. One of them I don't hold yet, but it's been on my watch list for a while. Now, all these are projects we have shared with our customers via code reviews. If you're a customer, every Tuesday on the weekend, we email our code reviews, which is, for me, a necessity to even finding any 100x coins, right? Now, we'll preface this by saying this is not financial advice. And if anything, we're actually not looking for 100x coins. We're looking for 1,000x coins. Because if you go back in the last bull run, the 100x coins they were pump and dumps, right? I mean, even the ones I had, Wabi, Icon, Dragon Chain, they were honestly pump and dumps, because now during this bull run, they haven't even hit their all-time high yet. Icon 100x, I got in at 12 cents private sale. 100x was at $12. Icon right now is at $2. So during this bull run, during this DeFi NFT craze, it still cannot even hit its all-time high from last bull run, right? So that's why my mindset has shifted to a point where you're not just looking for 100x for this bull run. You're looking for something so good that you could mess up trying to time to sell the top and you'll still do well, right? Because the real winners were Binance BNB, as we mentioned before, 12,000x return, Synthetics, Aave. Those are the real winners. Projects in the last bull run, they went up, they crashed just like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they bounced back, went past the all-time high, and kept on trucking, going to the moon and beyond, different galaxy, different universe. That's what we're looking for, right? So, in my opinion, projects I think that can do well this bull run, and once we have a correction, we'll bounce back and still do well in the next bull run. The one I keep on talking about the most, Armor Finance. I mean, looking at this, it's bounced back. For those who've kind of huddled through, it's up about 100% in the last 1 month or so. But to me, if DeFi is going to have any success, insurance is something that people will have to use, right? And right now, I think if you're early on this, they're basically paying you to get insurance, right? So this is kind of like, I mean, Warren Buffett has something called margin of error when it comes to investing. I think when it comes to crypto, I mean, this is basically a margin for error. I mean, because if they're paying you to get insurance, because there were two ways to get exposure to Armor. One is to buy it via an exchange, like me, or you can also just get insurance on your crypto and get paid for it, right? So you don't necessarily have to buy the token. You can just earn it from just getting insurance on your entire Ethereum wallet address. So this, to me, I think on 100x at current price levels, because I don't think DeFi insurance is going away anytime soon. Nexus Mutual is great, but that requires KYC. Armor Finance gives you everything you need, in my opinion. It's smart, it's simple. It's something people I think would actually use, bear market or bull market. Next up, this is my most recent investment. If you're a customer, we shared this with you in the last week or so. Liquidy. I believe Forrest also bought this as well. But basically, at a high level, it's a new competitor to MakerDAO, right? So if you go here, right, you basically earn interest-free liquidity at your fingertips. You can borrow their stablecoin, LUSD, against Ethereum at 0% interest rate. Now, this is kind of tricky because it says 0% interest rate. However, they do charge a fee, I believe 0.5% when you enter and exit. But this is something I think is going to be very, very valuable, right? Because this is essentially a very capital efficient way to borrow money for crypto. Now, one thing to note, they do have a very high fully diluted valuation. So if I was to play devil's advocate, I would say that might not help them do 100x. However, I think the functionality, the utility, plus the token. This is a token that I think is going to be very cash flow positive. It's basically a token designed to earn money, right? Because when you hold the token and you stake it, you'll earn a portion of the fees being charged to people who borrow money. Plus, this is something I plan to use myself. Earlier, the question was sell in May and go away. Well, for me, I don't plan to sell my Ether anytime soon. However, I do want to cash out in the summertime some ETH. So I'm thinking, as opposed to going through Celsius or some other lending protocol, why not just use Liquidy, which is more capital efficient, give them my Ether, lock it up, earn the value of Ether appreciating over time without having to sell my Ether, borrow against that Ether, then use that to, I don't know, do whatever I want to, right? So that's something I'm actually planning to use this summer. So I think this has lots of potential, lots of upside. And I did buy this recently. Right now, this is, I think, about 1% of my portfolio. When I got in, the price point was around $18, $20. But the liquidity was low. I think it was about 1 million 24-hour trading volume. Liquidity is up now. Currently, it's only available on DEXs still. Basically, Uniswap is where the most volume is. However, I may buy more of this. Then the other token, which I also have, Siren. I think DEXs for options, this can be huge. Right now, it's not really done too well. Pulling this up here on CoinGecko. But this is something I'm willing to kind of sit tight on this and wait for the whole market to figure this out, right? Now, I could be wrong on this, right? But that's something I'm willing to bet on, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're trying to find 1,000x returns, you can't completely lose your point of view and get out of an investment just because it's not going your way, right? Because as I mentioned before, when it comes to fundamental investing, you have to wait a long time, and the fundamentals have to fundamentally change for you to get out, right? If you're just getting in and out very quickly, then you aren't really investing in fundamentals. And honestly, if you're not investing in fundamentals, then you will never experience those 1,000x returns. You'll only get those pump and dumps, because the real 1,000x returns, like the BNB, the Aves, the synthetics, the heliums, you can't just rely on just purely pump and dumps or TA. You have to actually understand the fundamentals, go in, and that's what gives you the fortitude, the diamond hands to hodl as the market tanks 40% or even 90%, right? So Siren, I'm very, very optimistic on this. I think this could possibly do 100x or even 1,000x return. So I do own this as well. Then Kine is also part of my DEX portfolio in a way. Think of this as basically BitMEX as a DEX, right? You can have up to 100x leverage on a DEX for derivatives. Now, it hasn't taken off yet. I've been tracking this. We share this with the customers via a code review. And the valuation I thought was pretty high. So I've been waiting for this to correct to then possibly scoop up. Now, the downside is I do have lots of DEX plays in my portfolio now. So I may have to really look at all of them and see which ones I really believe in the most, because this I don't have, but you basically have this, the Siren. I also have Opium. I also have Perpetual Protocol, right? So now I'm kind of maybe getting I have to really kind of downsize my portfolio, but that's something I may do that down the road. But in my opinion, those are the plays that I think could 100x. That's just my opinion. Obviously not financial advice, but once again, to reiterate, if you're looking for 100x returns, you have to hodl. Like, very rarely do you get 100x returns that are sustained from playing the pump and dump game. Pump and dump games, you get 100x's. Yes, all right. I'm not denying that that's not available. However, I guarantee you, obviously, I'm sorry, I can't guarantee, but it's highly probable that in 3 years, those coins will go to zero, right? Or they won't go past the all-time high from the last bull run. So when you keep that in mind, you want to be investing in projects that you believe will go past the all-time high from the last bull run. And to have that mindset, I think you have to really look at 1,000x returns, projects with actual value, actual utility. That's why, I mean, all these projects I talked about are projects that with actual products you can actually use now. Now, these aren't Polkadot hype plays where they're raising money on Ethereum with ERC20 token for projects on Polkadot. All these are projects live we can actually use and trade with. So with that being said, tell us what you think. Do you think these projects could 100x? Or do you have other projects you think could 100x? Tell us what you think down below in the comments.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.